All right, so we're live on Facebook, live on Instagram. Make sure this is get a nice clear camera. All right, Facebook is good. All right, guys, so let's talk about nose hairs and your future. Yeah, I said those two words together: nose hairs and your future. Now you might be thinking, nose hairs and your future. What's he talking about? All right, well, let's talk about it. So, how many of you guys have ever used one of these? Anybody familiar with this? Right. So what it is, kind of see it a circle at the end, right? But it's got it looks like that side profile, right? You guys know what this is? All right. If you don't know what this is, pay very close attention to everything I'm about to say. So when it comes to the future, right? It's a function of either being drawn to pleasure or avoiding some kind of pain, right? And when we think about what we want for the future, we think about, of course, the good times and how many vacations we might take. Once that money hits the bank, and how we don't have to worry about anything or worry about the same things that we worry about, depending on what economic experience or situation you find yourself in. And so we kind of have some romanticized version of the future. And there's some things we definitely don't want to experience in the future because of pain that we have had in the past. Okay. So, I'm going to share with you a quick story about this particular thing here, right? And why I will never forget it. So, a couple years ago, it was brought to my attention that I had a little bit more nose hair than was appreciated. This was news to me. I thought, wait, okay, fine. And it was, recommended, suggested, like, hey, uh, try doing one of those nose hair waxes, right? Now, just for clarification, it wasn't like a foreign idea or foreign concept as far as a nose hair wax. What thing was kind of common or familiar about it was the fact that I'd seen people doing it online. Like, you ever seen those guys there at the barbershop, and you see them, they got the black stuff, and they just either like combination of they do the face pore cleansing thing, but then in some cases you see the barber, he's got the guy at the nose and got the thing that looks like a Q-tip. It's got wax on it and it pulls it out, and right, you guys have seen those videos, right? Okay, maybe I'm the only one that been scrolling and saw them. At least a couple years ago, they were like real popular. So anyway, so I was familiar with at least what it looked like to have this whole process done. Okay. So when it came to me kind of considering it, I was like, all right, I'd already kind of been primed to anticipate, all right, that's what it could be like, right? Okay. Whew. Fast forward, I end up ordering a little kit. Don't again, this is all new to me. I get a little kit, and in this kit comes these pellets, right? These are like wax pellets, like little itty bitty pellets, right? And what happens is you have a little bag, you pour it into this white little cup, and you put it in the microwave. And in the microwave for, I don't know, 45 seconds or something like that, a minute. I can't remember. Long enough for the pellets to melt into wax, right? And, be, malleable, okay? So what you then do is you put one of these inside of the wax, and you swirl it and you stir it around, right? Until there's enough wax on the end of this. Okay? You guys already know where this is headed, right? And a part of you is like, ooh, you already feel it. You already feel it, don't you? Yeah, even the cops that you can hear, they already feel it. Yeah, the sirens in the background. So anyway, you put the wax around this thing, and then you proceed to put the end of this with the wax inside of the nostril. Okay? Right? And it goes right in there. Boom. Okay? And you let it stay in here until the wax hardens. Okay? Okay? Now, you don't just do this once. You do this on both nostrils. Okay? Okay? And you while these are both in here, you are waiting for the wax to dry. And when the wax dries, guess what? That's right. You gotta pull these out, right? You gotta yank the hairs out with the wax from your nostril. Okay? That's how this works. When I tell you about pain, right? If you're not familiar with facial muscular pain or nostril pain or whatever kind of pain you can think of, it has to do with the face, especially this part of your face, your nose. Yeah, you haven't felt pain. And if you're the person pulling, you got to go into some crazy mental space, right? And convince yourself that this is not going to be as painful as you know it's going to be, right? So you got to one, two, and then on top of that, this thing is not like ergonomic where you can like find a nice grip, right? Sometimes when I was trying to yank this out, my finger would slip off and I'd be like, ah! And I'd be reminded of how painful it's really gonna be when I actually am successful. Okay? So anyway, I finally get to that place where, I dry my fingers, just make sure I got enough of a grip and and the deed is done, right? Woo! I could still feel it, that right nostril, right? From the times that I was able to succeed and go into that psychotic state and convince myself that I could do it, right? And then, of course, you don't just do one nostril. You got to do both, right? And then there's the next. It's like you already had to psych yourself up to do the right side. Now you got to psych yourself up to do the left. There you go. And then my left hand is not, doesn't have the same conviction. Right? Have to go about it that way. So at the end of the day, it's like convincing myself to do this. And I managed to probably do this exercise at least, I say twice. I don't know how I convinced myself to do it twice, but as in twice, like one time, okay, cycle, and then however many weeks later, and then doing it again, right? I share this story with you, right? Because this is a pain, right? That I will never forget, and I hope I never forget. And it's a pain that I don't want to have to experience in the future. I so just happen to have this in this little pouch, right? That I just spotted the other day, and I was like, "Oh, wait, what are those? Oh, wow, that's what those are, right?" And so I'm sharing this story because when you know pain, when you're familiar with a certain kind of pain, there's two kinds of pain. I heard one of my mentors share. He said, there's like the pain that like hurts, and then there's like the pain that transforms. And hopefully you get a little bit of you want the pain to hurt enough for you to know you don't want to be a part of it, right? So fast forward, all that to say, if you don't want parts of your future to resemble parts of the past that are painful, there's new actions to take. Like today, look, I have no problem taking clippers, trimming a little bit deeper than I need to, or as needed, trimming as deep as needed to make sure the nose hairs are straight, right? But I am not doing this unless it's like some licensed professional that's like got me covered and is doing the whole facial thing. And I just got to leave it to them. But even then, I'm still like, right? I'm not doing this. Right? This is not the future for me. Okay? And for you it's the same, right? So over the past few weeks I've been talking about the Honey Badger co-working experience, and it's really an experience where people break through and get work done that they have, have associated sometimes some kind of pain with. But for the first time, they are now able to break through and take on these tasks and these exercises of working towards meaningful work from their past that um, they realize that if they don't engage with it, there's going to be more pain in the future, right? And so people are breaking through, getting more done in a couple hours. Is really shorter than 2 hours, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Because we do 20-minute sprints and then a 5-minute break, right? In between. So all that said, if you don't want the pain of regret or the pain of I wish I would have, right? Um, with something in your sort of creative pool, something that you just know you just need to do. It's just time for you to do it. If you don't want the pain of the future of being like, damn, I wish I would have started working on this, da 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 da, or whatever it is, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't want that pain, join us. Participate on one of the co-working experiences, and I promise you, you won't regret it. Right? I'll leave the information below for you in the description. If you're seeing this on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're not seeing it on YouTube, go to my YouTube channel and like the channel or whatever it is that they do over there, and subscribe. At the very least, subscribe, and I might have this video also duplicated there. Just like it there, and subscribe. I'm really committed to building a community and making sure I'm honoring the tribe by really providing resources and everything that they need to be productive, to be effective, and to really, move forward into the future without the regrets of they wish I would have, right? So, and that really begins with engaging with meaningful work and moving forward by participating in that meaningful work in a way that is meaningful. Okay. So, yeah, like I said, I have the link in the description section. Go ahead and check that out over there. Um, and there's so much more I can say. I'll share it in more videos. But remember this: if you don't want some version of this in your future with respect to those unfinished projects or tasks, or even current initiatives on projects that you just know you got to give your whole heart to, you don't want that future of like, man, I wish I would have, or that knowing that you half-assed it. Um, join us, right? There's some tools and resources we can offer and support you with being productive, effective, and satisfied with the result in the whole process. All right, guys. So thanks for watching. For those of you checking me out on Facebook, I love you, appreciate you. Same thing for you guys on IG. And if you're catching this on YouTube, welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is one of the first videos that you're checking out, and leave a comment too. Let me know how this is hitting you. If this is making a difference for you. And I'll see you guys soon. All right, guys. Take care. Have a fantastic rest of your night, day, evening, all that good stuff. And I'll talk to you soon.